Let's farm some bamboo. I'm your host, Amladou, and recently in my survival series, I've been talking a lot about how beneficial bamboo is for early game. Not only can you make easy chests, easy blocks, but also easy fuel. So recently I've been taking another look at bamboo farms. We've gone over the observer versions and the flying machine versions, but there are several other variations that we could build as well, and they each have their own unique purposes. Like flying machines are absolutely fantastic for the space that they are built in, but they have the problems that flying machines have. So recently I've been playing around with slime bars and with burned out torches, and even revisiting one of my old designs that uses triple extenders to harvest a smaller area of bamboo, which shares some of the benefits from flying machines without the negatives. But for this design, I wanted to replace the observers with torch-based clocks and make this as simple and cheap as we can possibly make a bamboo farm. And best of all, it is infinitely expandable. You can expand it up, down, left, right. You could zigzag it around in any orientation that you want. So if you want more bamboo, you just make it bigger. But really quick, before we jump into the build tutorial, I would be amiss if I didn't mention that just having a small patch of bamboo growing near your base is so super beneficial. Harvesting it with any sword, just like breaking a stone sword on the patch of bamboo, will give you so many resources. Especially in early game, this is super easy wood, easy blocks, easy chest, easy sticks, and even easy fuel. If you combine the bamboo down into slabs, you can use that as a good fuel source. But with all of that in mind, let's build it. So the build area is really going to be up to you. Since you can expand this infinitely up or out or zigzag it around, there really is no concrete build area. What we are going to start off with is our collection system. So place any number of chests stacked on top of each other, connected by hoppers, and next to the topmost chest, we're going to place a hopper going into the back of that and start from there. Then we're going to go back by 8 blocks, so that there are 8 blocks and then a hopper for the very beginning, no matter how big you're going to make this. And then for the expansions, we're going to go up and out by 7 blocks each time, so that when you're done, each section will have 7 open faces, 7 open blocks, and then the final one will have 8 open blocks, ending in a hopper. So you can just keep going as far as you want to within simulation distance. And then we're going to go diagonally up with blocks around this to create a canal. And this is going to be for our water. So we're just going to place water on the very last block, and it should flow all the way down to the hopper and stop. And really, you can build your water canal in any orientation that you want. You can loop it back around, zigzag it, or whatever. But we're going to place a row of dirt on the back side aligned with the water. Then on the front side, we're just going to close it off with either glass or solid blocks until it's aligned with the dirt. Then diagonally back from the dirt, we want to place some light source blocks to help the bamboo grow, like jack-o'-lanterns, frog lights, sea lanterns. If you don't have any of these, that would be fine. You could just use solid blocks instead. But then on top of this row, on one side, we're going to place a block, then skip a block and place 2 blocks, and then from here on out, we're going to skip a block and place 2 solid blocks going all the way across. Then in each hole and on top of each block, we want to place a regular piston facing toward the front. And we want this to end in one of these patterns of 3. So at the very, very end, break out any extra blocks after the first diagonally up piston. So each side, left and right, will end with a single diagonally up piston, and then a hole next to that piston. So go through, place all the pistons, then fill in these holes with solid blocks so that you are left with this. Now we're going to place redstone torches on the front side of each of these topmost blocks so that this torch is surrounded by 3 pistons. So each end will have a piston and then a torch from the far side. But now we want to place solid blocks above each of the torches, then redstone dust on top of the block that the torches are placed on. And as you place this dust, it should flicker, activate the pistons, and then the torch should burn out. So the pistons should retract and the torches will be left off. Now we just need to plant our bamboo on top of all of the dirt aligned with the pistons, and that's it. All that's left is to seal in the farm so that bamboo cannot escape. So use solid blocks or glass or whatever you want to. Just make sure that bamboo can't get flung out of the farm. Also make sure to leave a block of air directly above that hopper so that bamboo can still flow onto that hopper and get pulled in. Now, if you want to continue expanding this vertically, instead of these topmost solid blocks, you can just place a row of dirt. Dirt is a solid block, so it will function exactly the same with those torches. And then just start building the other farm from here. Place your light source blocks and everything else. That dirt is where you plant the bamboo. Now, you don't have to build another water stream because the bamboo from the top will fall all the way down into the bottom water stream. So you only need one water stream no matter how high vertically you build this farm. As you can see, the benefit to this design is in its simplicity. Really, the only expensive part is needing one piston per bamboo. But aside from that, there's very minimal redstone, and you can just keep expanding this infinitely within simulation distance. Really, the only complicated part about building this in custom ways is your water collection. But you could always just build like a giant water platform and just float these above the water platform. Or keep expanding it out horizontally, or zigzag it back around, or even just mirror everything that we just built and attach it to the same collection system. So just add a hopper to that middle collection system chest and just flip everything that we just built over on the other side. And now you have 2 water canals to play with. So it's really just all up to how you run the water canal, in zigzags or a giant square or whatever. Now I will say the downside to this design is in its space efficiency. It's only 1 bamboo per 4 blocks of area, which is why in the next episode, we're going to build this triple extender bamboo farm that has 60 bamboo in a nice compact area. Whereas if you used 60 bamboo in the burned out torch design, well, it would be 60 by 4. It would be pretty big. Even if you stacked it on top of each other, well, that's still like 30 by 4 by like 20 or something like that. Like a huge area for just 60 bamboo. Or like flying machines are like 95% bamboo. Very little extra blocks. So if you're building some massive bamboo farm that has thousands of bamboo, just keep that in mind. If you used burned out torches to build 1,000 bamboo, you're looking at a 4,000 block area. Whereas using a flying machine to build 1,000 bamboo, you're looking at a 1,000 block area, because it's basically 1 for 1 on the space. But that's all we got for this episode. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, favorite, share, and subscribe. Be sure to leave a comment, but always remember that you are totally awesome, and above all, don't forget to have fun. Bye-bye!